Apex After Dark. I'm glad you noticed that, Anthony, because I would have missed it.
Wow, welcome to Apex After Dark. Hey, everybody. Got Rex Doublefly here, co-host, and our friend Anthony Sica. Welcome, Anthony. All right.
Thank you.
All right, very cool. So yes, Anthony, you're here promoting Venerella issue number 3. I somehow Venerella 1 and 2 bypassed me. I guess it bypassed some people. Some people may have caught on it. And you know how it goes. You try to promote something. You try to get it out there. Not everyone will know about it until you just got to have a broadcast way of putting it out.
Okay.
And it is. So let's get to the beginning here. How did you actually get into comics and art?
Well, I don't know. I'm in my mid-50s, so I started reading comic books at the age of 5, pulling them off the spinner racks in the 70s. Marvel and DC primarily in the 1970s. Just a constant, lifelong love of reading and drawing and all that. Followed a lot of indie comics in the late 80s and 90s. That kind of reignited some of my passion for comics. I had a passion of comics, but when you hit high school in the mid 80s, reading comics in 1985 and 86 wasn't really that popular. And you were kind of beat up if you were seen with, Uncanny X-Men or Sergeant Rock comics in your book bag. So growing up in New York too, but then in the late 80s, I started picking up a lot of indie stuff. I started digging a lot of, I got really heavy into the, the British stuff, all the Judge Dredd's and the 2000 ADs and all that. Yeah. But then I also started reading a lot of, I saw this stuff by, I don't know, this funny comic called The Crow and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Strangers in Paradise, Love and Rockets. And then I started seeing, things like Everett Hartzell's Razor, Tim Vigil's Faust, stuff by Tim Tyler and Tim Truman. A lot of Tims and a lot of outlaw comics really turned me on. And then when the Image guys started, everything from Youngblood to Spawn to whatever got me to Gen 13, got me picking up comics again. And then I discovered She and Kabuki and all that stuff, all that bad girl stuff. And then these unknown guys, Brian Pulido and Stephen Hughes, really knocked me out with their Lady Death and Evil Ernie stuff. And that 90s do-it-yourself, lots of supernatural horror, sexy, independent stuff really struck a nerve with me. And then in the mid-90s, I started submitting scripts and stuff to some of the majors and the independent comics. And they all kind of rejected me saying, hey, hey, we don't want to see your original ideas. We want to see what you do with your characters. Well, then a couple of houses, wives, children, all that shit later, I found myself in the year 2017, 18, thinking to myself, hey, you know what? I'm old enough. I've saved up enough bucks working marketing jobs and being a professional musician for, 35 years. I thought, let me start like getting back to my love of comics, and I wanted to create some, and I wanted to take that bad girl indie do it yourself black and white outlaw comic aesthetic, and I wanted to put it down on paper. So, I'm an analog kid. I sat down with Bristol boards and India ink, and I made 6 issues. I made 6 issues of an underground comic called "Oh My God." Now the irony is today that if you went to Marvel or DC and said, I want to do a story, here's a script about Wolverine or Spider-Man, they'd be like, oh, no, 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 we don't want any, unsolicited, scripts or treatments of our characters. Meanwhile, back in '97, when I was going to conventions harassing editors, they were like, we don't want to see your creations. We want to see what you can do with Spider-Man. So, as they say, in every block, in every neighborhood, timing is everything. And my timing is always off. But since 2019, I've published this is my 12th comic.
Oh, wow.
So I've done 12
Very
comics,
nice.
independently published, written, illustrated, lettered, published, etc. by me. And, it is what it is. So, and now I'm on Venerella issue number 3.
Oh,
And,
let's see that background here.
Would you say that you've?
Sorry.
Oh,
would you
yeah,
say
that's
you've
cool.
always been a convention guy that goes to
I'm sorry?
convention? Would you say you are a convention guy that always kind of gravitated toward the conventions?
Yeah, I like conventions. In fact, before I started the crowdfunding, I was attending conventions and doing signings, doing stuff on my own without the whole Indiegogo Kickstarter model behind me. So
Yeah.
I started doing that, and I've been going to conventions since the early '90s. But then I kind of as a lot of people, they fall in and out of comic books here and there.
Right.
So,
all right.
yeah.
Let's say hello to the chat, by the way. So Daytona Falls, your boy.
Yeah,
I am one of us.
I know Daytona Falls personally.
Yeah, good. I knew him online, and we're like online friends, pretty much.
We go to the same local comic shop.
Awesome. That's cool.
You were on with Shay and Sica today, right, on Red Valkyrie?
Yeah, a little earlier. In fact, Shay did a cosplay of Venerella, which was so
Isn't that
cool.
dope? That's great. Yeah.
I have to see the rewind of that.
My character Devil Flyer back in
replay.
February.
In fact, she was taking some photography to go with the cosplay, and I think I'm going to create a trading card with one of her cosplay photos. So
yeah, why not? That's a great idea.
I love that.
Yeah,
that's so cool.
Yeah,
I'm going to be on Shay's channel on November 9th.
Very cool.
It's going to be. I'm assuming she's going to put on the Fembat attire, which is that'd be so cool. She'll be the first cosplayer to be in that costume.
Really, up in April? Are they booked?
I'm sorry, November.
April?
November 9th. Sorry,
November.
Right?
Okay,
November.
Because I know you got to get with them very early. I think I scheduled last year October, and we launched February 2nd, which was 8 months ago. It's my birthday, by the way. I'm 59 years old.
Happy
and
birthday!
Happy birthday!
Yes,
she's 12 years old. So
happy birthday to you.
Yeah.
And Steve Ditko's birthday same day, November.
Yeah,
2nd.
Apex was on with me and Hex Allen today, along with my co-host Shadowhawk, and we had a great birthday bash. And Omer Glitch that is out there in the chat as well.
There he is, Omer,
for the very first time.
Show some of his artwork. He does very well.
Now, what platform are you on, Anthony?
I'm on Indiegogo.
Okay.
My link, I sent the link. Hopefully,
let's go ahead and take a look. Yeah, I did.
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
I have it. Let's go ahead and take a look at Venerella issue 3.
So you're old enough to really have gotten into the black and white glut of the 80s or the, yeah.
It has outlaw written all over it. What's all this? Oh, no.
I don't know. Exit off. Get it off of there.
Yeah, what's
that? Whatever
it
is.
Oh, God. I don't know what that is.
You can make it bigger too by taking us off.
Oh no, Transcend. What is this?
You want me to share my screen?
Yeah, I don't know what this is. How do I get out?
They haven't got an X on there or something.
Oh my God, there's no X on it. Oh my God.
Hold on, I got one.
Murphy's Law when it comes to Apex.
I know, man.
Go wrong, it will go wrong.
Oh, you got it?
No, I'm going to go and erase that.
Okay.
I can share my screen if you like.
That'd be great. Go ahead and share your screen. That'd be awesome. Yeah.
There you go. It's right here.
Take control.
Working fast. Working pro. There you go. Yes. Oh, yeah. There you go. Excellent. Venerella.
Back in the saddle again.
I really like this music. Very cool, man. Very cool. Oh my gosh. Let's go ahead and refresh that screen there. Woo! Venerella. Man. So the model in the video, is she a hire or somebody that you know or
no. Just some video stuff that I threw in there. You know,
now 31 hours left. Is that on the first 30 days or the second, Anthony?
No, it's the second. We're on 60 days.
Oh wow, it's winding down. Are you think you're going to go in demand?
No, I'm not. And there's a reason. There's a reason for that.
Okay.
I'm not going to go on demand because I would like to go to press like immediately because I want to fulfill the backers by the first week of December. So that's my goal. And I kind of promised folks that I get it out in December. Also, I have some store signings in mid-December, and I also have a convention in January. So I'm trying desperately to get all the books in backers' hands before I take it out on the road.
Are you on Are you on X? Are you on Instagram? Where are you found at?
Yes, sir. I'm on both of those. On X, you can find me at Anthony Sica. Okay. And on Instagram, you can find me at Wild Mercury Comics, which is my imprint's name.
Okay. There was a Mercury Comics back in the day.
Wild Mercury. That sounds
cool. Yes, there was. Yeah. No relation though, but
Mercury and Silver Wolf.
Didn't they get bought out by another company?
I think so. Can I give you a quick elevator pitch for your viewers real quick?
Yes, go for it.
All right. So the Venerella 3, it's the third issue of the arc, the conclusion. And what I'm offering folks is issue 3. You can get single issues for. Tell me if I'm scrolling too fast.
You're doing fine.
Yeah.
All right. I'm trying to deal with my family being noisy in my house too.
I see a bit of a Ron Lim feel to your art. It looks really cool.
I mean, so the best thing you want to do is you can get a single issue for only $15. All right.
Good.
Comes with 5 trading cards exclusive to backers. I do not give away or sell my cards at conventions or signings. So if you back, you get 5 brand new all color trading cards, and you get 1 of 6 variant covers. There's cover A, which I like to call my on trial cover.
Oh, wow. Oh, cool.
All right. You got cover B, which I call reclining in red. You got a nice black, white, and red cheesecake, toes up position.
Anthony, what are, he mentioned Ron Lim. What were kind of like your inspired by artists that, you think that's kind of influenced your art?
Tim Vigil.
Oh, yeah. I see a little bit of that too.
I like a lot of, even though you don't see it in my art, I'm a John Byrne fanatic.
Oh, yeah.
John Buscema, Gil Kane, and and a lot of the Image guys, Lee and Liefeld and all that stuff. Yeah. This is one of my favorite covers, the cover C, Once Bitten.
I like that. That's cool.
So Venerella is from Venus and has red skin, so me making the blood red on a black and white really hit the mark there. Cover D, we have a Jim Lee homage with some Kirby crackle.
She's a vampire.
Yeah, she's a vampire from Venus, a warrior princess vampire from Venus, and this is a Jim Lee X-Men homage. I think the original cover had Rogue fighting a Kree, Ms. Marvel, and
is she a sort of Amazonian type culture that she comes from, or what?
Well, she's strong,
Yeah.
But the cool thing about the vampires from Venus in my story is they don't drink blood to survive or feed. They drink blood in order to gain strength,
Mm-hmm. Okay.
She's Phoenician.
And then I have a Once Bitten red variant, which I really like a lot too.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, thank you. And then here's
really
the deal.
Making the most out of your art, isn't it?
I'm sorry?
That's really, doing sort of like this negative with the red, it's kind of making the most of your artwork,
I want the covers, like I was telling Shay earlier on her YouTube channel. I do things in order to make them pop off the stands or at conventions or off my table. The over-rendering style of modern comics I'm not a big fan of. I kind of like line art. I like seeing contrast. So, that's my thing. And I'm not dissing or detracting from modern comics.
That's just your preference.
It's my preference, exactly. And so the best thing, you can buy a single comic for $15. And like you guys were saying that you may not be familiar with Venerella 1 and 2. Well, the best thing is that you can get a single comic, Venerella 3, for $15, and then you can get back issues of 1 and 2 as add-ons for only $10. Oh. So you can catch up with my entire arc, my entire 3-story my first arc, my first 3 stories, 3 32-page books for $35, and you'll get 6 trading cards and all that. The best bundle, though, is I have $35 for all 6 covers, all 6 variants, plus the trading cards. And then another cool thing is I have original art packages. This is one of my covers, the on trial cover. 1 of 1, of course, because I'm an analog kid. Everything I draw is on Bristol board with India ink. So an 11 by 17 of cover 1. You can get that for $150. I put 7 or 8 original pieces of art in my campaign, and I only have 2 or 3 left. So that's awesome. If you're a collector of original art and you happen to like my style and think that, as a collectible, it could be worth something important to you, both either sentimentally or financially, you could get issue 3 cover A for $150, and I throw in all 6 comic variants plus 5 trading cards. You know,
when did you start drawing, Anthony? Was it at a very young age?
Yes, I started drawing at a very young age. I worked for a when I was 12 years old or 11 years old, I was working off the books at a local comic book store in Staten Island, New York. And
you were probably working for comics, right?
I'm sorry. Yeah, I was working for comics, but also some art lessons. And a gentleman named Lou Manna taught me some basic comic book anatomy and some, like, you know, he gave me a copy of How to Draw Comics the Marvel Way. And Lou Manna actually used to be a kind of apprentice for Rich Buckler, and he worked for Dick Giordano, and he had done some layouts for House of Mystery, and he actually did some issues for Wally Wood's Thunder Agents when I think it was on Eclipse Comics. It was in like a deluxe format in the mid 80s with some George Perez covers. And he did some interior work for those. He's done issues of the Phantom for some independent companies. Anyway, long story short, you know, I've always been drawing, but to be honest with you, I hadn't actually done a full book interior until about 2018. So it's only been a few years, but you know, that's what you do. You put the time in.
It is a different beast, isn't it? I mean, if you're doing like a cover, that's almost like a pinup, but if you're doing sequential pages, it is a different beast, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Oh, it most certainly is. Most certainly is. And as I said, very important, if you're missing back issues that you can see on my screen right now, you know, you pick them up, $10 each, get you issue 1 and 2, and then you get a new book. So
I've got to ask, what's your favorite color? Because red is my favorite color.
Well, red, black, and white is my favorite color scheme.
Yeah, that's a great combo. Yeah.
You know, and I noticed that even lately, the majors, I think Wonder Woman a couple of years ago, and of course, Batman did black, and white and red. You know, it's just, you know, it's, you know, and to me, you know, I'm a big, even though it doesn't come across in my work at all, I'm a big Frank Miller fan. So his use of negative and positive, space in Sin City or any of his work is impressive to me. I always like contrast, you know.
I do too. I think contrast is something that's often overlooked, you know, in people's artwork, and it really needs to, you know, pop. And I think a lot of that is through the inking, the line weights and things to make it stand out from the background or the midground or whatever.
Of course.
And that's an art all in itself that's often overlooked, because a lot of artists tend to make it 2-dimensional, and it really is art to make it look, you know, to give it volume, to give it form.
Right. And especially, you know, if you're using the, you know, someone in the chat commented on Shadowhawk Talks. You know, he commented on my 90s aesthetic. Even though I'm in my mid 50s and I grew up in the Bronze era, I do have this real 90s do-it-yourself punk rock aesthetic when it comes to my comics. I'm not about flash. I'm about being cool, you know, and I don't mean to sound pretentious about it. I'm just saying that to me, it's better to be cool than to be flashy and commercial or trendy. And like I was just telling you, Rex, I'm not a big fan of modern comics in the over rendering or the whatever. It's just
the coloring is too dark too.
It's just not my cup of tea.
It's not, you
know, and actually, Apex, if you wouldn't mind giving me one more opportunity, if you could blow me up, I want to give your viewers a preview of, you know, when I talk about old school 90s stuff.
Yeah.
So this is the cover you were looking at. Okay?
Yeah.
This is the cover of issue 2 that was just that was actually purchased as part of this campaign. And as you can see, here's the original and here's the, you know, colored version. You know, I actually prefer the original black and white, but you know, people get what they get. But I'm gonna give you guys, and by the way, here's the battle with the Kirby Crackle.
Oh, cool.
So, and by the way, for anybody that's interested, this page and the page with the thumbs down, these 2 pages are still available. So if there's any people that would like to collect original art and want to help me out, please do. There's 24 hours to pick that up.
24 hours.
Here's my splash page of issue 3. Starts off with a bang, and we got a nice butt shot angle.
Wow!
Like,
oh, sweet.
So that's page 1. These pages, by the way, are totally out of order, so that there's no spoilers about story or in any context. Okay. But here's a picture. Here's a picture page that I did. That's not even. I didn't even erase my pencils yet, but that's a little saucy for you.
Daytona says that thing would snap my pencil.
Daytona, this panels like this or pages like this are very influenced by 2 people. Jim Ballant, known for Catwoman and Tarot. And also I'm hugely inspired by Billy Tucci Shi.
Oh yeah.
That's he's got a very modicum of line, just very
yeah, Tucci. Yeah, he's got some
not over rendered at all, just very fluid.
Yeah.
And I'm a big fan of like Image Comics when Rob Liefeld or Mark Silvestri would do big headshots.
Oh yeah.
Like, close ups, yeah.
I'm a fan of like splash pages like this, stuff like that.
But now I have seen you render feet.
Oh, I can do feet.
Yeah,
that's the joke that of course Joe Kubert didn't like to render feet either. He was just kind of like give an indication. He's like, everybody knows what a foot like, leave something for your mind to fill in.
Yeah.
And by the way, Joe Kubert is one of my favorite artists of all time.
Oh yeah. I met him in 2000. Really nice guy.
I grew up. My grandfather was in World War II, and he actually served in Easy Company. So cool. I grew up with Sergeant Rock and GI Combat and all those.
Are you still located in Anthony? Are you still located in New York?
No, I'm in Florida right now.
You're in Florida, okay? But you kind of grew up in New York.
I grew up in New York till the late '80s.
Yeah,
and then I migrated to Florida, and then I moved back for a while and then came back.
So you got to see some of those wonderful newsstands on the side of the street.
Cool.
Yes, sir.
Here's
Venerella. Here's Venerella waiting in her prison cell, kind of like Princess Leia in Star Wars. When she says, "Hey, I thought you'd be taller," kind of thing.
Yeah.
So by the way, I'm showing you random pages in no order, but you're actually getting to see most of the book. Here's just a establishing shot of Mars base.
That's cool.
Yeah,
and I even threw a little speeder in there to kind of look like
Star Wars. Man. I like that.
There's Star Trek references, there's Star Wars references, there's Lady Death references, there's all sorts of stuff. So,
cool.
And that's what I like to tell everybody if they ask me my elevator pitch, it's a sexy sci-fi horror fantasy. And it's about a warrior princess from Venus, and she's involved in it's the aftermath of a colonial war between the Earth, Mars, Venus, and some other, interplanetary species. Mm-hmm. It's in the future. It's not 2024. It's, the year 2300 or whatever. Cool. And it's about, and to be honest with you, it's a story of vengeance. Again, with that whole 90s Crow, Razor, all that stuff.
So what age group are you shooting for here?
What age group? The 3 of us sitting here, probably.
Okay.
I mean, to be honest,
mature audience.
Yeah, it is mature audience. There's a lot of blood, decapitations, severed limbs, and every now and then nipples. A
little nudity.
But other than that, I mean, it's and like in Venerella, there's no cursing. Because I don't understand the idea of cursing, saying the F word in Mars. That doesn't make sense to me. But in my other title, Misty America, which I released 2 issues of that. Misty America is I released issue 2 on, believe it or not, the 4th of July just this year. And I crowdfunded that on Indiegogo. And issue 3 is coming out in January. So
nice.
Misty America is, I told you, I grew up reading Sergeant Fury and Sergeant Rock and Unknown Soldier and all those books because my grandfather was in World War II and I was interested in military stuff. But Misty America is another bad girl type book. Blonde, big boob, big guns, but she does have some superpowers. And the reason she has the superpowers is she went through almost like a Weapon X type program to condition her body for time travel. And Misty Lee Warren, whose nickname is Misty America, she started out as a wrestler, like a WWE diva or something. And then what happened is her sister was killed in action in Afghanistan, and she went and joined the service as kind of like an homage to her sister. But then she did such a good job as a killing machine for the U.S. Army that she was recruited by a Nick Fury type for a special time force, time cop, time variant, agency kind of people that pretty much went to, the common motif of let's go back in time to prevent an anomaly that would cause whatever but only in combat situations. So the first story starts off in 1998, and then the second story is in World War II. Now, the third issue, which I'm going to launch in January, might be set in the future. Who knows?
Did you do that on Indiegogo, or have you done
Yes,
Kickstarter or Fund My Comic?
No, I did. I've been on Indiegogo. Primarily for the last 5 campaigns, for no other reason than that's what I started on. I was drinking the YouTube Kool-Aid at the time. So I started putting stuff on Indiegogo, and also I kind of like got used to the formatting. And people have told me to go on Kickstarter because of my theme of sexy chick books, but I'm kind of old, so it's the devil I know sometimes. And as far as Fund My Comic, as I said, I'm entertaining that for re-releasing or doing something else, unrelated or whatever.
You think you'll ever do a collected work?
Yes. As I said, the story that I did called Oh My God, before I ever got into crowdfunding, I actually would like to put that in a trade paperback and put it out on something.
That's good.
But again, I'm waiting for the interest. I'm not burning up the indie scene, and that's okay. That's okay. But what it is, I had a little misstep about a year ago. I had some drama, some tragedy in my family, and I was a little late on a book. I wasn't like years late. I wasn't Dan Fraga late. I wasn't even I wasn't even EVS late, but I was a little late putting out Venerella 2. But to my credit, Venerella 2 was fulfilled in January of this year, and then Misty America was fulfilled in July of this year. And now by December, I'm filling out my 3rd book. So I'm doing 3 books in 1 year, which is an accomplishment.
Amazing.
Yes.
That's really good. Do you have any help, or is it all just you?
No, it's all me. It's me doing everything. In fact, a lot of YouTubers, other folks and stuff, they'll reach out to me on X and they'll say, "Hey, you got time to do this and do that?" And I'm like, "Well, no, because I work all day." And then the only time I really have time to draw is at night. And I'm doing everything. I don't want any help. It's just me. It's my creation and my mind. And I've worked in marketing and other corporate entities my whole life. And I also been playing in bands my whole life. And like I've been playing music professionally since I was 13. At the age of 53 now, I realized that although I love playing in a band, it's way easier if I have a solo gig.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I'm not relying on anybody else to hold me up for my performance or anything else. And to be honest with you, as a creative endeavor, I really, as a writer, artist, letterer, everything, publisher, everything else, it's like my success or failure is all on me. And it's good, but it's really rewarding when I do what I want to do. And and I don't have anybody, I'm not soundboarding off anybody. It is, what I'm doing with my characters is all up to me.
I know Apex uses markers for his coloring of things. How do you color your say your banner piece back there?
Oh, well, I mean, I do work in Photoshop for, to print things.
Okay.
I mean, my covers are done digitally. Yeah, I don't draw anything digitally. There's not one line of art that's done with a computer, but of course my layout and lettering and all that, I don't do that by hand. That is all computer generated, because again, I've been a graphic designer since 1992. So, I have a lot of experience in Adobe, Photoshop, Apple programs to do all that stuff. It's just when it comes to drawing, the actual illustration, I'm totally analog. There's no digital. So
that's way good. Hey, Daytona wants to know. Tell him to show this one with the Venerella laying down.
Venerella
probably in her cell there.
Yeah, so it says you'll see. I went, okay. He wants his. He's afraid to break his pencil.
Now, Anthony, you've got a little over 24 hours. I don't know what your schedule is, but I do want to extend.
I don't understand. Is this what he wanted?
Yes, I voted.
I think that's what he wanted to see.
Let's take a look at that. Oh, my.
Is that what he wanted to see?
Yeah, that's great.
Anthony, I don't know what your schedule's like, but I would like to extend to you an offer to come on my channel and push your book before it ends, if you've got time. If you don't,
is that tonight, tomorrow, when?
Sometime tomorrow.
Yeah, hit me up on the Twitter or the X, whatever you call it.
We could do a closeout or something.
That'd be great.
That'd be awesome. Hell yeah!
I think maybe doesn't Indiegogo end like at 3 a.m. in the morning?
Yeah, it's some weird stuff. That's why it says like 34 hours or something like that.
Nice.
Yeah.
And here you go. Here's for all you Outlaw Comics fans.
Look at this. Oh man, there you go. That does take me back to like 1987.
Mm-hmm.
and that's where I wanted to take you. See,
when you go with the local printer to print your books, how do you do that?
Yeah. I'll give you an ancient secret. I mean, it's funny. Daytona Falls, who, by the way, I haven't seen Daytona Falls online in like a year and a half, and now all of a sudden he's all over the place.
Here.
But to be honest with you, Daytona Falls, I work and live in the Daytona area. I'm about half an hour north of Daytona, but I think I had mentioned briefly, I've been working in marketing and advertising in this area for 35 years. So there are local printers that I use for my stuff. So I'm not doing anything online. I'm actually dropping a flash drive off or emailing files and then picking this stuff up physically 3 or 4 days later. So I kind of am lucky about that. I can do business cards, not business cards, but trading cards and prints and posters on the fly. And to state again, anyone who backs the book, they're getting 5 brand new color trading cards that are exclusive. And believe it or not, I always throw in little bonuses. If I have 6x9 prints laying around, I had a guy named Dan Pleagle.
Spoop Dan Art.
Dan Art
Pleagle. He did a whole bunch of artwork for me, and he's been battling cancer.
Yeah,
right.
But he did some artwork for me.
I love it.
Okay, some big boobed Venerella artwork.
And, that's cool.
And for Venerella 2, I printed a whole bunch of 6x9 prints of his artwork. So if I have any left, I'll throw them in.
Hell yeah!
And speaking of Outlaw Comics, Tim Tyler, who actually used to publish Everett Hartzell's Razor, and used to work on Faust with Tim Vigil and some other. He did one of my issues. This is issue number 1. He did this cover, and I am offering that as an add-on in this particular.
Got like 5 different campaigns up on Fund My Comic. He's all over the place.
How's he doing it, man? Guys, I bet he doesn't even sleep.
Well, I mean, he puts up like one, and I mean, it's a slow road to get it funded. He puts it up.
Who's that, Tyler or Vigil?
Is it Tyler?
Tim Tyler.
Yeah. Tim Tyler's a good friend of mine. He lives here.
Okay.
I've never seen anyone generate so much comics. He comes out with
the engine. He's got so
the
many
engine
different
and Grail and all that stuff.
Yeah,
And
he's got like 5 or 6 different ones up on From a Comic, and he just kind of lets it roll in multiple issues. Like here's one campaign for issue 1, here's another for 2, 3. It's amazing how he does it.
And his books are like 72 pages each. They're like incredible, incredible. You know, and they're like the old EC comics.
I can remember the first one. It was something Jack. Maybe you know the title of it.
Steeplejack? No,
no,
Jack.
But it
Jack Wolf, Grim Jack. No,
it's a female character of his.
I forget. There's the word Jack in it, I think.
Yeah, that he did back in the 90s, I think, in the late 90s. And I first found that and said, this is my jam, the independent, low print, like Tim Vigil, Tim Louse, just very Tyler. Just obscure stuff. Much like you're doing with your character, just that vibe.
And again, that's the vibe. In fact, it was kind of fun. Tim Tyler and I just did Daytona Comic Show did the Daytona Beach Comic Convention a few months ago.
Sweet.
And we shared a table and did very well. And it was cool because it was like
campaign, and I can't remember the name of it, but where he had the distressed pages and the distressed covers and things like that.
And the book you're talking about, I think, was called Devil Jack.
It was Devil Jack. I bought that over in Jackson, Tennessee, in the back issue, just the boxes. And I said, I've never seen this. It's cool.
He just did a collected Devil Jack, I believe. And the reason I know Devil Jack is I'm looking at Quantum Age Comics' last comment. And it had the word devil in it at Devil Flyer Momentum. So that was it.
There you go.
Devil Jack is the name
Devil
of
Jack. I couldn't think. I was drawing a blank. I knew it was Jack something. Devil Jack. A lot of fun stuff, man.
A lot of blood, a lot of boobies, blood.
A lot of people, if you mention Greater Mercury or Silver Wolf, they don't know what you're talking about. If you
that's it. That's it. Yeah. Tim Tyler did a lot of work publishing Silver Wolf, all those books.
You know any of the titles he worked on? Like there was Legion X, there was all just different.
I mean, you know what? I got so many titles and names and artist names in my head.
And that was only 30 years ago or more. So
I mean, I was a big fan of the black and white Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I was a big fan of Strangers in Paradise and
see, you say black and white, and when I think of that, there was a lot of black and white coming up.
Love and Rockets.
But what really, to me, set them apart was their gray toning,
right?
In Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles,
right?
Which kind of filled it out, gave it a little volume and stuff.
There's a book called Star Chasers or something with a bunch of. It was like Gen 13 in space, or you know what it was like? It was like Danger Girl in space. It was like J. Scott Campbell's Danger Girl. They were all like spies, and they were like, and I'm a big fan of all that Airboy stuff, and the Rocketeer. If you look behind me, this that banner and the cover for issue number 1. That's really a Dave Stevens homage.
Oh yeah, that's cool.
Of course, the creator artist of the Rocketeer and Forbidden Alien Worlds and all that other great stuff he did.
Yeah.
I used and that's what it is Dave Stevens. Before he passed away, he had done some Vampirella covers, and this was this is an homage of a famous Vampirella.
I was going to ask you, how is this sort of your version of Vampirella, or you must get, since he's sort of a vampire, you've got in female, you've got to get some comparisons to that character, right?
It's a combination of Vampirella and Lady Death.
Mm-hmm. Why the sexy cheesecake? Is that just what you like to draw, or do you have strong male superheroes or mercenaries? I'm just not showing them, but there's
there's strong male heroes in both Misty America and Venerella.
Yeah.
It's just I don't, they're not the protagonists. That's all.
Yeah, right. Well, I mean, some artists have a bent to draw the female form.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
Well, I enjoy looking. I enjoy looking at the finished results more, so that's why I do it.
Okay.
I just backed your book just now. All 3 issues.
Oh, hey. Thank you very much.
There you go.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much.
You got a backer.
Thank
this trading card thing kind of hooked me in, and plus issue 1 and 2, 10 each. You can't beat that. That's awesome.
And again, I'm going to try and include a Shay the Red trading card in there.
Oh yeah, yo! All right.
Her cosplay was fantastic. She just sent me some Photoshop files of her cosplay, and she actually had a outfit that mimicked Venerella's costume, and then she and then in Photoshop she put the black trim in it, so it was actually comic book accurate. So cool. I thought that was pretty impressive. I had no idea that that was happening, because to be honest with you, I've been like Rex said, I've been trying to get on her show for like 3 years now, but every time I book something, she's booked me 3 times, but I keep missing it. So
okay. Well, I think it's up to $13.79.
Fantastic.
Yes, 27 backer. I'm your backer 27, I believe.
Awesome. Awesome. Yeah. And the thing is too, is I guess I'm working a little better. I mean, I had more backers on issue 1. Yeah. But I didn't make that much more money. So, here we go. We got, it is what it is. Again, I'm going to humble myself by saying the pond is very big right now with the indie sphere. And
it is.
But I'm just going to keep working on my aesthetic, my vibe, and I'm going to attract guys like you and gals like you who are into the stuff, because if you're into the full rendered AI painted 3D asset type stuff that's out there, I'm not going to be for you. I'm really not, but
I'm not into that.
But if you've ever grown up looking at Mike Grell or Tim Vigil or George Perez or Rob Liefeld or whatever, then you're going to like my stuff then,
Oh yeah. Have you met Tim Vigil?
No, but I plan to at some point soon, because I think he is going to be lured down here for some sort of signing at some point. So
nice. I met him back in Canada around 1992, 93, somewhere. Very nice guy. Very cool. Signed 3 of my Faust books while I was there. It's like one of those small hotel conventions, with some comic book dealerships there, and it's Tim Vigil was the head act, and it was like
those were great. Those were great. So good.
Yeah.
Thank you, Shadow Hawk Talks. I appreciate it.
So you said you've been music in 35 years. Do you play guitar and sing, or?
I play. Yeah, I started as a drummer singer. Then I evolved into a lead singer guitarist, and now presently I play quite regularly in clubs in Florida.
Nice.
Playing bass and singing.
Very cool.
All the music that you heard for the trailer, that was me. That was me and my band, and all the vocals are me and all that. In fact, when I put out Venerella 2, I used a song in the trailer called "Scream for Blood." Yeah, and I gave, upon fulfillment, I sent all 30 backers or 35 backers an MP3 of the song. So, I like to incorporate music in, my books, and if I can, and the thing is that, I play drums, I play guitar, I play some piano, but really primarily I'm a bass player, lead singer right now.
Oh, that's good. I play drums and I sing.
Very cool. Let's jam. Let's do an online jam.
Let's do it. Yeah. We had time it just right. Sometimes.
And I've played everything from folk to thrash metal to whatever,
nice.
Just whatever the job suits,
So if there's ever a surgeon thrash folk, you'll be right on it.
Yeah, well, actually, you know what? I also have a YouTube channel. I think it's Anthony Sica 10, where just you can, not to sound pretentious, but if you Google me, you'll find a lot of sites come up, and I have various bands, Metropolis Rising, Luna Dementia, Halo Violation. All of them will come up, and if you Google my name, you'll see my YouTube channel come up with, current. I could be playing Beatles and Led Zeppelin songs, or I could be playing my own original music.
So who's
you mentioned that you thought it was a big pond out there in the indie scene right now. What is kind of your assessment with crowdfunding and the indie scene right now? Is that where all the momentum is in comics?
Yeah, I mean, how can I say this without pissing anybody off?
Go ahead. We don't care.
I don't know. It's, it's without saying, it's, I just put my head low and get on streams to crowdfund my book. I try not to be too negative about people and places and things. However, there's, just like any art form, there's, fun competition vibe. But at the same time, I just, in the old days, okay, I'm gonna be as politically correct yet incorrect as possible.
That's all right.
I see a lot of independent publishers and creators out there who really are the furthest thing from independent in a way. They're very corporate minded. They're very they want to compete with Marvel and DC and Image and Dynamite and all those companies. And honestly, they never will. Anyone that sits on a website and brags about selling 10,000 copies of their comic, guess what? 10,000 copies of a comic at Image Comics would be a canceled comic book.
Absolutely.
So that's all I'm saying. So if you want to be independent, stress that you're independent. Don't pretend that you're a corporate with marketing behind you and all that stuff, because you're not. Now, I'm going to make a comment about the comic audience, which is really politically incorrect. You guys are spending millions of dollars on toys and t-shirts and this and that and whatever. I just want to make comics that people read. Right. And there's so many people that do back my comics who I'll say to them, I'll be like, so how'd you like the story? And they're like, oh, we haven't read it yet. We just like your covers. And, to me, that's like blasphemy. If you're a true comic book fan, and especially if you're a true fan of independent comics, I want you to read my comic. And if you hate it, tell me you hate it. But I want you to read it. I don't want you just to collect it. And it seems like there's a lot. So in a roundabout way, I think a lot of the indie sphere, whether it be the comic skaters or the Eric Julys of the world or anybody else, I think that people are buying this stuff just to collect it and aren't really that into it. Right. And that is the only shame I see, or the only sin I see that's being committed, is that when Apex backs me, I want him to back me because I remind him of something that Tim Lin did, or Tim Vigil, or Everett Hartsoe, or James O'Barr. I want him to think, wow, this kind of makes me feel like this. I don't want it to say just because you're spiting another creator, or you're doing this, or or you're selling a Matchbox car or whatever. When people are making $1 million off selling cars with a comic logo on it, I think that's eating some of the pie up. And also, if there are companies on the other end of the spectrum that are selling $500 statues of a comic that's only appeared once, a character that's only appeared once, those people are also spending millions of dollars on something that's not established. And in my opinion, something that's not cool. Now, speaking of cool, I think Fembat is super cool.
Thank you very much.
Tell me more about Fembat, please.
Well, I'm glad you asked, because a lot of people are saying, look at Fembat. Bring Fembat out of here. Fembat will be here. Yes. Okay, let's share the screen, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, my long-awaited campaign. It took me up to 3 years to figure all these mechanics out. Yeah, here she is. Where are you, my dear? I'm right here, Apex. It's Fembat. Yes, Fembat Volume 1. You, too, can be a backer of Fembat Volume 1. in all its glory. Yes, coming now, Mama. That's right, baby. That's a bulletproof tatas. You got it. She's here. I'm very excited. This is the bookmark right here, the giant bookmark. It's on the well, we'll go down to the tiers I'm trying to promote. Let's go all the way down. Yeah, stretch goals, 2,500. You get a free giant Fembat bookmark. We go up to 5,000, entire book in full color. 7,500 more, 8 more pages added to the book, and $10,000 if I reach that free Fembat trading card.
Nice.
Diggity down.
Who's drawing that?
Me. I'm an independent writer, creator, artist,
fantastic.
Hand letter. Thank you.
Can I see that a little closer?
Absolutely. Let's. Oh yeah.
Let me see some of that black and white.
Okay, we'll do that. We'll see some black and white.
Yeah.
There's some black and white here. Yeah.
That's fantastic.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Yeah.
Wraparound cover inspired by Power Comics #1 from the late 70s.
Power Comics. I have owned a copy of that. Thank goodness.
Yeah, Randy Zimmerman showed me a copy of that yesterday.
Oh, it's so awesome.
Yeah, I bought one this year, as a matter of fact.
There you go, man. Yes.
Early independent stuff.
She's a go-go dancer from 1968 who gets bit by a tall, dark, mysterious stranger. A day later, she figured out, oh, I got 2 bite marks on my neck. I think I was bitten by a vampire.
How dare you?
How dare you? And so she can't see her reflection anymore. She can't go in the sunlight. She can't go to a Catholic mass, and she's a Catholic schoolgirl.
She'd be ugly.
Yeah, I know, right? So she's spent over 50 years trying to find whoever bit her. Legend has it, if you could kill the original vampire that bit you, you will regain your humanity back. But she's going to end up aging and with all the human frailties. Yeah. But who wants that? I know. And so this is Edmund Coral, the death dealer, who's Lord of the Bat Demons. They smuggle people. They knock out people out of the clubs, and they turn them into vampires or monsters. And she's trying to stop whatever they're doing and protecting innocence, and also trying to find whoever bit her. And so they're trying to take her mask off, and bad luck there. Big electric shock. The inventor of the Fembat costume, the battle armor, is Professor Nigel Emery. He's pictured right. Where is he? Over.
What was Nigel thinking when he invented those tatas?
Oh, weapons. Of course, they're all weapons.
What do they do? Squirt milk at you? What the hell?
Well, you have to read the book. You got to read the book.
I have read the book.
Well, it's in there, Rex.
Okay, well, I'll reread the book then.
Oh, that's fantastic. I love it
so much.
I love it. It's not enough skin showing, but other than that, I love it.
Oh, yeah, it's sexiness right there. $25, you get the wraparound cover by yours truly. $25, you get the Moonlight variant cover.
Now, are the interiors black and white?
For now they are. If I reach the $5,000 goal, I'll have them color, and we'll release a black and white version on top of that.
I mean, looking at that art, I prefer the black and white, to be honest with you.
Really a lot of people do.
Yeah. I like the contrast. We have a lot of black and white fans out there,
Yeah, we do, man. I think so. So
and you know what? The printing cost is lower anyway. If you're doing if you got one interior page that's even spot colored, then the whole project for the printers is colored. Cost wise,
and that's why I can afford. That's why I can afford doing so many variant covers. Because those 4 pages, the inside and outside covers, is separate from the interior print.
Yeah, if it's all black and white, though, I mean, why wouldn't you do both versions? If you had both versions.
Yes, that's right.
Why, I mean, because the black and white's going to cost you less anyway.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
and there are fans out there.
They're big fans. Yeah, in this library scene, you see Comicsgate titles and all the library books there.
Well, that's funny.
All kinds of Easter eggs. Yeah.
Project it. So yeah, Easter eggs here. This is the librarian Clay, the cigar chomping gargoyle. Nice. He does not put books in order because he doesn't care. So he's in charge of.
Neither did Apex.
Yeah, that's right. I didn't care. I just
When he
want to
was
write
drawing it.
titles. Yes, there you go. And so I
Yeah,
had a lot of fun.
that's a nice perspective there in the library, buddy.
Oh yeah, it took a while.
That ain't no 3D. That ain't no 3D assets.
All by hand, ladies and gentlemen. Yes.
That's right.
Rulers, paper,
2D assets.
Yes, 2D assets.
In the case of your book, double D assets.
Double D assets. There you go. So I had a lot of fun putting this together. It took about 3 years off and on.
Wow. It looks like it. That's nice. Your shading's out of this world there, buddy.
Oh, thank you.
Really nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm a lot quicker. I can't deal with all that.
Yeah, I got really too much into it. I went overboard on the shading, but you know what? It looks really good when it came out.
There's no such thing as too much.
Yeah, that's cool. But yeah, there's Finn Matt. I'm also going to share. Let's see, Devil Flyer has a campaign, so we'll go and share that.
Yeah, over on Fun My Comic
Fun
along
My Comic.
with Finn Bat. Yep.
Yes, and you could play the
61
Marvelous.
backers. 36. We just broke 3,600 a while back.
Congratulations! That's awesome.
Play the trailer here in a minute, but we got like an acrylic standee. We got through Dark Gift Comics. We're doing a bog tapestry. We're doing a hardback artist edition. We got a Jimmy Reyes cover going to drop here pretty soon. We've got sketch cards galore. We got a digital tier. We got Abby, the birthday dog, today.
Yes.
My dog's birthday today. Happy birthday, Abby. 12 years old. Love her to death.
Wow.
Got artists like John Dillard, Tank Ferret, John Philandes, George Peter Gaddis, Keith Gleason doing a lot of the lettering. We got Doc Blaylock with doing several things. There's some Doc stuff there. Original watercolor cover there, Golden Age cover. Here's John Dillard's cover there. Magazine size, we've increased it by 4 pages already.
Cool.
So we're going to be redoing the whole campaign. We got sketch cards. There's the first swamp monster, the heap, off to the right there. Sketch card done by me, and the bog, my own character there, done by. That's an original acrylic painting that's available that Doc Blaylock did, and he will get the half money for that. Sold a couple sketch cards. Thank you, Carrie. John Philandes, my neighbor. He's like, I don't know, 71 or something like that. I had 2 eye surgeries. Did it to scale too. Got some bookmarks.
Oh my gosh, that's
done
great.
by me. Fun read, 29 pages.
Wow.
And then we got Grave Tales here, done by Doc Blaylock. I do all the writing and the layout and whatnot. We've got the free 6 a.m. sticker. Everybody gets the trading card by John Philandes. And we got a zigzag magnet, which is sort of like my mascot for the company, Momentum Comics, done by Rob Ewing. Everybody gets one of those. Yeah. And then back up here, and it is being fulfilled by Critical Blast right there. Momentum Concepts. There we go. We got this will be the content page done by John Dillard. We'll just put the contents there on there.
And this is magazine size, right?
Magazine size. We got a blank cover too. If you like to draw, it'll be. Wow. And this will be the artist edition here, black and white, with the color logo. There's 14 characters there on that cover.
Wow.
Love it. Yeah. Designed that with John. It's a lot of fun. This is going to be made into a card here pretty soon. Nice. For the trade, we're going to add a trading card set to it. This is going to be a limited card here, the Bystander's sort of fractured reality. And this is the last stretch goal here. My first Western sexy woman character, Midnight.
Oh yeah,
from the 1800s. And here's the armored up. That's going to be made into a card. Only 25 made of that, and this one here, the Bystander, done by John Dillard. Wow. And some people will be available to get those. Let's hope this plays good.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's yeah, I'm gonna get big in it.
Help make it happen. Devil Flyer the magazine, only on Football Comics.
Oh yeah, man. Hell yeah.
Now that is some indie looking comic there. That's great.
Yeah, Michael Bancroft said it looks like a one of those underground comics. I was like, took that as a compliment.
Well, yeah.
And you should. You should.
Yeah. There's so many different artists, you know, it's like a hero anthology. And I want that blend of different artists, you know, that are kind of tailor-made to the characters. Like God Talking, some of these stories were done like 3 years ago, back in 2022. So this has been a long time coming. We're 8 months is today on my birthday, 8 months in, you know, after we launched on Shay's channel. You gave me an idea, Anthony. I mean, she cosplayed, you know, the character, and I didn't even get the full hour. We cut it by 5 minutes, but bless her heart, she found out she had COVID the next day.
Oh,
so
my
she was
God.
suffering under that mask for
Oh,
nearly an hour.
what a trooper. That Shay Valkyrie. God bless her. Wow.
Yeah. Had a wonderful launch. It was a lot of fun. And but you gave me a great idea. Yeah, if I could get like photo stills from that or something of her in costume and get her permission, we could do a card in the trading card of Shay.
Yeah, I told her I'm gonna do a trading card or
yeah,
you know,
great.
a cover next issue or whatever, something like that.
Yeah.
Give her a kickback, you know. Hey.
I definitely will give her a kickback once I'll appear on her channel on the 9th of November. Can't wait. Oh, it'll be a fun show.
Yeah.
Next Saturday, folks, on
Wait
Red
till you
Valkyrie.
see the Jimmy Reyes cover, wraparound cover.
Yeah.
It's gonna be good. Mark Largent, who does Star Trek animated sort of Star Trek spoof, his third in that series, and he's got the complete collection up now on Indiegogo. He offered to color it.
Nice.
And I was like, okay, we'll give it a shot, you know, and he's working on that now. And we'll be renewing the campaign with a lot of original artwork and a new trading card set. And, you know, it's a lot of fun. Campaign's not near over yet.
No, it's still going. You keep rocking it and rocking it each and every day, trying to get on these channels and promote.
Yeah, that's, you know, that's a bit of my problem when you asked me about the sphere of stuff going on. I spend more time watching streams than appearing on them because I'm always busy. So you know, I need to the big conundrum or the irony of my life is I've spent most of my life actually in the marketing you know, field professionally, but when it comes to my personal stuff or my original projects, it just seems like I don't have enough time to appear on these streams and that streams to actually network enough to, you know, like these folks that you're you know, speaking about, whether it be Jimmy Reyes or whatever, or the whole Comicsgate sphere. I'm constantly watching the programs, but I'm not appearing on them. And, you know, and those are not sour grapes by any means. I'm just trying to work on my stuff, you know?
Yeah. Speaking of Jimmy Reyes, I just want to throw this out there. The other day, I think it was yesterday or maybe the day before, I can't remember. His mom passed away. So, prayers for him.
My condolences. Sorry for his loss. Yeah.
Me too. He's a good
artist. Good artist. And
absolutely. Oh yeah. got to get out and let people get to know you. You got that right,
Shadowhawk Talks, and you know, share this video or share my link. All right, you know what I mean.
Grab an oar or
Daytona Falls. Daytona Falls. I'm gonna smash that oar over your head. Okay.
Yeah.
He cracks me up every time. I go live streams on every once in a while. He is funny.
Well, Anthony, right now my schedule's fully open, especially tomorrow, you know, it being Sunday. But I mean, even during the week right now, because my job's seasonal. And so where I couldn't do evenings, now I can because I used to work nights. But whatever time's good for you, I tried to get on with you with X there, but I do a search, I couldn't find you. So if you can DM me and be proactive about that, we'll try and get you on tomorrow. And we'll
not a problem. I'll hit you up. Okay. Maybe even during this stream.
And I'm on the Instagram as well.
Yeah, me too. Me too. I'll look you up. Okay. But yeah, your stuff looks great. I love that whole aesthetic. I like this vibe. You guys seem like you're I like the cut of your jibs.
We like comics. We're diehard like comic guys. Yeah. You know, it was George Perez Avengers that kind of got me into comics.
Well, I've met George Perez. You know, it's funny. I was just talking to my wife today, and I literally was showing her, like, I don't have any CGC comics, like graded comics.
I don't either.
Except, what is it? Tales of the Teen Titans, the first Nightwing appearance with Jericho and the origin of Deathstroke. Yeah. I actually have that graded, because George Perez signed my copy from when I was a kid. Yeah, and it was at a comic book store in Sanford, and I had him sign that, and that's my only CGC book. It's my only slabbed book.
Those are the most valuable, the ones that have sentimental value.
Yeah, exactly. And that was part of that whole, you know, now why does it escape me? The you know, the famous arc with Terra and all that, with Deathstroke's daughter and Jericho and all that. But again, that was Nightwing's first appearance, and I'm a huge George Perez fan. I got to see him a few months before he got sick.
Oh wow!
And again, it's funny too. I've shown it several times on some of my social media, but I have different pictures of him, different decades, like 90s, early 2000s. A year before he passed away, you know, all kinds of stuff with me. And what's funny is I've like turned into George Perez.
Yeah, you do. You do look like him. Oh my God.
But when I met him, I had long hair.
He had hair. Yeah.
And but I have pictures of him where he looks like one of the wild Samoans, you know. He was huge and big afro and big dude and stuff. But yeah, John Byrne, George Perez, all that classic stuff. John Buscema. Sal Buscema. I'm a huge Steranko fan.
Oh, me too. I love his stuff.
You know, all that stuff. And you know, and by the way, even going back to the early 60s, man, Joe Sinnott work on Fantastic Four, Inc. and Kirby. And then, you know, even Dick Ayers and people that worked on the War comics and the early Marvel stuff.
And a lot of Westerns.
Homage page to Jim Steranko. Let me go share this here. This is my homage page to Steranko.
Fantastic.
I had like is his name Steranko on the side of the garage?
Nice.
There you go.
Yeah. A little bit of Finbat. If Steranko were to draw Finbat, it may look a little like that. Who knows? But yeah. God bless Jim Steranko. Man, what a guy. He's like 85 and still kicking.
And his hair, man, his hair is amazing.
His hair is immaculate.
And if you like Finbat, Finbat's going to have a cameo. She's going to be on one of the pages in my book.
Very cool. Well,
because in a couple of years we're going to have Devil Flyer versus Finbat.
And I'd like to do some artwork for you guys. Pro bono. All right, I'd like to get some stuff for you. Definitely. I love.
If you like artwork, you can get free head sketch 5x6, I believe, of different characters, maybe villains like Zeitgeist here, or Dr. Spike,
cool.
or this is the latest I'm working on of a Bog.
Very nice.
I like it.
The Clown Killer from Grave Tales. We got a new character here, Aftershock.
Aftershock.
A couple of GOs here.
Very
so you
cool.
never know what you're going to get.
Oh, that's
very nice.
Yeah,
wow.
you get one of those free with your any purchase.
Very cool. Very cool.
That's awesome. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah, you don't have to buy it. I'll give it to you for free for back in the book.
All good, man. All good. As I said, I'm here to do two things. I'm here to sell books. I'm here to network with other creators and comic fans. And then I have a third reason. I'm just, I'm starved for attention. So it is what it is.
You get plenty. That's
Mom and dad didn't hug me enough when I was little. So
these are a couple of things that I got years ago at Walden Books. I mean, comics are not just for kids.
No, they're not.
They're it's good reading, man, with good artwork, and
they're storytelling vehicles. That's what they are.
And ironically, and it's a sad situation. I don't think comics are for kids at all anymore. Or no, I'm sorry, kids are not for comics. That's problem.
True. That's gonna be like video games.
Terrible.
Yeah,
well, when they did away with the spinner rack, that's when kind of comics slowly died because you couldn't go into a pharmacy, a grocery, or wherever and just kind of bump into another world, another universe.
Yeah.
And it really killed the imagination. Everybody was doing Nintendo and stuff like that. And it's like, okay.
Well, that's what it is.
Gaming, but I mean, when I read Avengers, it expanded my consciousness.
Sure.
I went to different alternative realities, and I mean, it made me a reader.
Comics I had early X-Men, like 112, 111 through 113, and then I was exposed to the Avengers Annual that was done by George Perez, where there was a splash page with the Beast. And he's in an alleyway looking for Wonder Man, and with Nuclear,
my favorite character, the Beast,
Nuclear on the cover of that annual fighting the army. I think Kirby did the cover, but then my other favorite run is that whole that whole Jocasta Ultron run of the Avengers that Perez drew. I think Jim Shooter wrote it, but it was the Avengers and Ultron and the Grim Reaper trying to kill Simon Williams and the Vision.
Great
that whole run of Perez stuff. And then there's the one where Hank Pym goes crazy and kidnaps the Wasp.
Yep.
And she's like naked with some like steel things around her, and he uses her. He uses her to create Jocasta.
I love Jocasta.
That whole run was, again, that was the thing for me. That was the thing that made me
run too, man.
Fall in love with Marvel Comics.
Man, Perez really outdid himself on Avengers. I liked him on Ultra Force. Remember that? Did Jared collect the Ultra Force?
Yeah,
those are great comics, man. This 1 through 6. It's like George Perez doing the Avengers, but it's an indie team. That's really cool.
Right.
Oh, is that show that again. Oh man, it's a Hulk car.
That was the original. God. That was the original Master Racers.
Oh, they are. That's the original Master Racers, then, buddy.
But
didn't know.
But there you go. I love it.
Yeah, that's the 3.75 inch thing.
I love George Perez's Beast when he was on the Avengers, and he was always was always self-doubting because he was such a powerful X-Men, but on the Avengers he was like a nobody,
Yeah, he was like issue 141. That's what.
And every other line, it was like, "Oh, my stars and garters."
Exactly. Yeah.
I mean, he had a vocabulary too, man.
Oh yeah,
Beast. Such a smart, intellectual, beastly attributes.
And then he became Kelsey Grammer.
Yes, he did. Old Kelsey, man, he did pretty well.
Yeah,
he had the right voice for it.
He did.
My personal favorite hero, Herbie the Robot.
Herbie the Robot. Oh, that's the guy who does maintenance on the Fantastic car.
Fantastic car. Yeah.
And what was he introduced because they were worried about kids lighting themselves on fire?
Jumping off the buildings.
Yeah.
I mean, they didn't do that in 1967. They had the Human Torch in that cartoon. I remember that. They had to build this dumb robot. What's that? What do you got? Oh, the Thing. Look at that.
The Thing, yeah. These are little vending machine things where the body comes in the head, and then you snap it together and assemble it together. I'd love to do my characters like this.
Oh, man. Oh, Batman. Oh, look at that.
Batman, and you got...
It's like you get out of Japan.
Joker.
Oh, it's a Joker. Look at that.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. That's maniacal.
Jesus Marumba. This town needs an enema.
This town needs an enema.
A purple pineapple production.
It's gotta go, y'all. Just keep collecting. Hail CG, you got it. Hail CG, Hail Indie Comics. Hell, just
you gotta go to bed.
Creators. Yes. So, anyway, thanks for coming in, Anthony. We will be in touch, definitely.
Thank you so much.
Anthony. We'll have a closeout.
Definitely, yeah. And if you ever need an eloquent co-host like myself to chat about this stuff,
man,
please keep me in mind. I've always been telling people that for the last couple of years. I'm like, I'm on here pitching my stuff.
Yeah.
But if you'd ever like me to contribute to the discourse, whether it's on pop culture or comic books, I keep pretty up to date on all things comics and pop culture, and even better, my history of being a reader is kind of profound a bit.
I do my little bog character, which is like like my Swamp Thing. I do them on pecans and on pecan number and datum. I thought that'd be a good convention item.
That is cool.
I wish I had as much time on my hands to do that.
I know it's fun.
It doesn't take long, Anthony. You whip out 200 of those real easy.
200.
Yeah, I've done about 250 so far.
Wow.
Oh my Lord.
That's a lot of nuts.
Yeah. That's a lot of nuts, right?
Yeah. That's
and I must be. Yeah.
Well, we all are. We all are to be sitting around talking about lines on paper. So
I started out with postcards. This was the first thing that I ever came out with, which is with my bog character and another character up here.
I love that.
Back in 2016 for New Year's, just to send out to people. That
is cool.
Did a couple postcards, different postcards, sent them out.
Very nice.
Got the Overstreet guide to like in the back of the different comic shops and sent them out to the comic shops, even up into Canada. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, Daytona wants to bring back the Weeble Wobbles, heavier and
Weebles
balanced.
wobble, but they don't fall down.
Don't fall down.
Yeah. You
I
gotta be smoking something to want to bring them back.
Yeah, I think Daytona is. Don't worry about it.
Now, if you like mini comics, Apex has got mini comics.
Oh yeah,
like they used to do. Little mini comics.
Oh yeah, Silver Surfer one.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Is it an actual book or is it a card? Is it a trading card?
Oh, the smallest that Marvel ever did was a vending machine back in 1966. Like,
oh my God!
Whoa. Holy mac! Thor. You got Thor.
I need my readers for that, buddy.
Oh my gosh, that's crazy.
And on the side, it had a little wax seal, and you had to break the wax seal to read it.
That's crazy.
Gosh.
And they have these a few years ago. They came out with a whole little hardback volume of and blew them up where you could easily read them and see the artwork. I highly recommend that.
Sorry,
that's crazy.
Why? What the hell?
Little gnats just floating around somewhere.
Oh yeah.
Winter.
I thought he was getting like the Holy Spirit or something going on.
Also,
yeah.
Holy Jesus, praise the Lord. Yay.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. Read your comic books, everybody. It's all good. I prefer those tiny books. Badass. It's Daytona. Yeah. I do too. Well, guys, I gotta get to stepping here. Any last words you want to well, not last word. Final words before we go. Buy my book. Buy my book.
My book's gonna go off in about 24 hours or something. So please back it. It's Venerella 3 on Indiegogo right now.
Yeah.
Real independent comic books. Make comics independent again.
There you go.
All right.
Absolutely.
Go vote. Go vote.
Vote.
Yeah, I've already voted. I've voted.
I too.
Yeah,
So
voted early.
all you 100 million people haven't voted, vote. Vote responsibly. Vote for freedom and patriotism. Vote for having lower gas prices. There you go.
Vote for less than $4 for a carton of eggs. All right.
There you
doubt.
go.
No
exactly.
doubt.
Less than that. So there you go, folks. Do your civic responsibility. Vote and buy indie comics. So thank you, everybody. I'm going to end it with a Fembat trailer, an old one that is, because the other one, I don't know how that got deleted. But we'll go ahead and see you guys on the next video. Keep collecting. Ciao for now. Thank you very much, everybody. Let's play that beautiful bean footage.
Play that bean footage. Do it.
Oh, wait a minute. Let's start over again.
Well, that was a good teaser.
Yeah.